One of the things that happens with children is that no matter what happens, they are going to be exposed to things. And they're going to be exposed to other children who talk about these issues. And as a parent, you want the best information to come from you. Given the current climate, a lot of parents are struggling to figure out how to talk to their children about race and what's going on in the country right now. These are my 5 tips for helping parents talk to their children about race and police violence. You want to approach your kids when you feel calm, when you feel level-headed, when you've really thought through what it is that you want to say. The anger and anxiety that parents are feeling right now, that a lot of people are feeling right now, is something that parents shouldn't feel like they have to let go, but they do need to organize it in a way that they can present it to their children. Figure out what your anger looks like and what your anger means and what you want to do about it. What are really the most important things that I want to communicate to my child? Above and beyond anything else, children watch us and how we react to things. So you can talk to your kids all you want, but it's really your modeling and your example that's actually going to have the most lasting impression. You can help your teenagers understand discrimination and injustice. Those are terms that children that age are capable of understanding. But with younger kids, trying to help them understand what's unfair, how people react to things that are unfair, is a different kind of language. Comparing it to examples of when they have experienced things that were unfair. There are books that you can incorporate. And I would say even as young as 6, you can actually have some good discussion. And then for teenagers, you can just simply have more frank discussions. They're getting all of this information. They have their smartphones. They have YouTube, they're watching a lot of stuff. It's important to try to figure out what it is that they know, try to give them some space to express themselves, to express their anger, and have a conversation with them. A lot of people have their religion, their beliefs, the values that they already have instilled in their family, right? This is how our family handles things. This is how we think about things. What we believe in does come into play in terms of some very basic level of comfort and some level of direction, in the same way that you would use those things to communicate with your kids in other instances. I think that this is the time to bring some of those in as well. What it looks like to deal with difficulty, what it looks like to deal with prejudice, what it looks like to deal with discrimination, to help your kids see, kind of a larger context for what's going on. Right now, we're having these intense conversations, these intense talks. We're trying to help children understand what anger looks like in this context, and when they see pictures, when they see protests, to understand why it is that people are doing that, to understand how people express anger and why they're expressing anger. But it can't be, a conversation. It's going to have to be an ongoing process that you want to commit to over time. You might have a conversation with your child and you're just like, did they understand? Did they not understand? Should I have said something differently? That's fine. This is going to be multiple conversations that you're going to have, not just this one conversation now. We have to explain really horrible things to our children all the time. Even my 3-year-old child, I actually have had a conversation with her about what it means to run away from mommy and that someone might take you. Those are difficult conversations to have. But at the same time, in terms of communicating, these really awful things that are going on, we also want to make sure that we end that conversation with our children feeling loved and safe, and that there are people who are going to keep them safe so that they don't have the sense of impending doom, and that's what they walk away with, that they are safe and that you're going to take care of them. You have to help children understand that you shouldn't have to have the talk with them, that it's unfair that you are having a talk with them, but it's important, because I think that that's going to be the difficult thing, is helping children understand that this is not happening in isolation, right? This is part of a broader social system. This is part of a broader history. And this is what happens when things come to a head.